So we're going to show you an example of how you may store your herbicides at your home base. There's many different ways this can happen, but there are some consistent standards that you should follow. In this case, we're working out of a horse barn, and this is an old horse stall. On the outside, you need to indicate that there is pesticide stored in your location. And that's both for other staff or volunteers that may be working at your site, but also for firefighters. It's a requirement that you need to definitely adhere to. In addition, ideally, you have your best setup for your iron station in this location. In this case, we have one that is actually wired in to our plumbing system in this building, but it may also be that you simply have additional eye wash jugs here. Inside the stall, we've done what we can to arrange things in the most logical, functional way to make our day-to-day work go smoothly. You want to have some kind of garbage container, whether it's garbage bags or some kind of small barrel. You definitely want to have some of your sorbent material, whether it's cat litter or if it's actually chemically manufactured sorbent material. We keep our sprayers in here, spare gloves, our measuring cups and funnels, flagging tape, markers to mark things, additional PPE and our MSDS sheets and labels, and then we have our stored herbicide. And we try and organize them and label their locations in an effective manner. Adjuvants, we have additional herbicides down here arranged by type. We keep our rinsate barrels in the corner here. We have 2 cradles. These are cradles just made out of scrap lumber that allow us to set up an herbicide barrel and easily dispense out of it into a sprayer or another container. Under our jugs, always, we have secondary containment. We definitely, consistently will put secondary containment at the ground level. We may not have it on the highest level, but with the thought that the shelves below will catch any leaks that might happen. And you can see over time, with weather changes, sometimes herbicide jugs will collapse a little bit, and that can put strain on the plastic and it can lead to leaks. So you want to make sure always you're using your oldest herbicides first, keep those in the front, and then save your newest herbicides for the end, both for the life of the herbicide but also the life of that plastic storage. We have our pre-mixed herbicides here, different concentrations and solutions for different target plants and different sites, additional spray equipment, and then our basil oil. And these are waiting to have herbicide added to them for basil bark treatments and hack and squirt treatments. And you can see we have a concrete floor. You need a non-permeable floor, and this one has been treated as well with a non-permeable treatment. And that's a basic setup for an herbicide storage site, in this case, a horse stall. Whenever you're mixing or whenever you're using any herbicides in general, I can't stress enough the importance of always labeling everything that you're putting herbicide into with what it is. You don't want to end up coming into a situation where you have a barrel, a jug, or a backpack sprayer that has unknown liquid in it that is not labeled, and then you don't know what it is, and it creates an issue for disposal or safe use in the environment. A simple process for that is to use flagging tape. Write the percentage, the chemical, and ideally the date on that flagging tape, and then tie it onto the receptacle, in this case, onto the barrel, but also, again, onto your 2.5 gallon jugs and your backpack sprayer if there's any chance that you're not going to be emptying it and cleaning it at the end of the day. Also, over time, the labels can fall off of the 2.5 gallon jugs if they get wet or just over time the adhesive on the label breaks down. You can use a Sharpie marker to write on the jug. You can also use label with flagging tape to consistently make it clear what is in that container. You never want to end up with a big question mark.